Years ago, something legendary happened because Minecraft released on the Xbox 360 for 1600 Microsoft points. Many, myself included, purchased it on day one and found a copy of Minecraft which wasn't just a plain port, but instead had lots of features specifically tailored for the consoles. This originally included a map when you spawn so you could see your way around the world and find your way to your friends, a tutorial world so you could all work out how to play the game together, and finally achievements, something sweet to go after. And I have to say, even after all these years, it's been 10 years since I played Minecraft Xbox 360 with regularity, I still find those achievements to be so alluring. And so before we go into the worlds which have mythical status, the tutorial worlds, the minigame worlds, and the mashups, before we talk about many of the other legendary console exclusives, I think I have to do something reasonable and load up a 10-year-old copy of my Let's Play world. And so, hello, I'm AbYX Toycat, and welcome back to Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition, one of the most loved games for the entire platform, and I wanted to get an achievement as fast as possible, and I learned there was one for powering up a beacon. It says to make and power the beacon, but I was sure that I could just go ahead and make some iron and put it in there, so I had to craft my iron block into iron ingots. I got a little bit of a confusing crafting inventory on the way, but after powering up the beacon, I found, oh yeah, probably should have crafted it. There was another easy achievement I wanted to go after, which was taming a horse. It's wild that I stopped playing this edition before horses were added, but I went back and I decided to try and tame a horse, but despite this being the biggest plains biome in my world, none spawned. I also tried to find enough leather to dye a set of that, but I couldn't find any either, and so I went through the nether and back to my regular house, and I realized that there was an achievement for dyeing a bed, and so this iconic red bed could finally become a blue one. Oh, doesn't that sound so good? Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's play some Minecraft Xbox 360, and let's start with the iconic worlds, which I think many people will remember this for, and there are three main categories. I feel like focusing on tutorial worlds is one important part, focusing on the mashup packs is another important part, and so too are the mini games, so how about we do a little bit of all three? Let's start with the tutorial. This is one of the smartest decisions that 4J Studios made when porting the game to the Xbox 360, and interestingly, we actually have a modern day explanation as to why they did it. They said that if you were to be playing PC Minecraft, there were lots of times where you'd have to look something up on the wiki, but people playing on an Xbox 360 didn't always have a PC so close by. Weirdly enough, in 2024, it's just a given everyone has a smartphone, but it doesn't mean you want to look up how sprinting works, or how hunger works, or jumping, or any of this stuff, and indeed, Minecraft goes a step further than just having a tutorial where it teaches you to chop down wood and then craft that wood into something valuable. Oh wow, look how fun the table is. And then to organize your inventory, and then how to eat food, and then to use that same wood that you crafted to finish a house. Sorry, not a house, an abandoned miner's shelter. This is definitely what they pictured when they said you've got to complete it, by the way. But once you do that, you complete the first part of the tutorial, and you can go on with more if you want to learn about all of the features Minecraft has. This is basically just here for the basics, and then anything else, there are lots of examples, and indeed, there's a path that will teach you about it all. But the fun thing about Minecraft is it goes beyond just what you might say is the bare minimum in this respect of teaching you about how the game works as you do this tutorial, but also it can integrate it into the rest of the game. So there is an option called tooltips that means that whenever you first encounter a new block, Minecraft can explain what it is that block does. So, funnily enough, because I've been playing Minecraft for so many years, I've encountered all of the blocks by now, you would assume, but any blocks that came out in the last few, I might not have. So, let's make a guess at one that I haven't have. So, I'm gonna say I probably haven't seen an item frame. I would be wrong. I probably haven't seen a beetroot though, there's no way. Yeah, there we go! Beetroots restore 0.5 when eaten, can be planted in farmlands. They look so ridiculously different, by the way, because obviously this never received the color update it looks like and the new textures. But yeah, it has to be said that being able to learn about Minecraft as you play is vastly more useful than having to have a wiki there, which you can consult each time. It is, I think in general, games that are a little bit opaque can be really fun, but increasing the way, increasing the accessibility of that to new players is also really, really good. And so I think it's really great that you can start farming and work out everything else later. Does a stone hoe really give you 0 attack damage? Wow, that's terrible. What isn't terrible, though, is having explanations of trading and anvils and almost every other system inside of the game, something which you might find fun. Have I encountered an Elytra before? I haven't encountered lime concrete, so it explains all of the blocks in the game in a really concise way, which makes you wonder why it is that it was done any other way, and still to this day is. The craziest thing, in my opinion, is the fact that everyone knows about the effectiveness of the console tutorial for bringing new players into Minecraft, but the way that you still have to learn about the game right now when playing modern day Java is, okay, there's no option, and when you play modern day Bedrock, which is the version available on phones where, they expect that someone who is playing for the first time might, well, you go into the settings and they've got a text description there for you. Why is it that this is so impossible to do? I think you could even find some people who'd be willing to do it. They might be a little Scottish, and they might, already have a studio and some experience in it, actually. But, yeah, it would be something you could find, but they just haven't done. They might even already have a studio, and have used that studio to make many tutorial worlds, because let's be honest, this is the one you probably fell in love with. Okay, something's a little bit wrong here, isn't it? Okay, got the right one now, my bad. So, it's important to say that this tutorial world, when I first played it, I wouldn't say I had any love for the weird wooden structure. I thought it was neat that they were teaching you how to build by giving you a half-built structure. I thought it was great that you could learn about fishing, or you could learn about boats, or the furnace right here. I thought these were clever ideas, but the thing that really drew me in was the giant Minecraft logo. This was Minecraft, indeed, 4J Studios very boldly saying to you, the player, look, you can build something big and grand, and we'll even show you how to do it, and we'll give you a world with it inside. If you wanted to, and many people did, you could stack right up there and you could experience it for yourself. They even had a small preview of features that were going to come to Minecraft in the future, like these village houses, and indeed there was a castle in the background, so that in case you weren't inspired enough by this, but fun fact, they originally weren't going to write Minecraft, they were going to write Mince Rat, and they changed their mind. That's a fake fact. I'm sorry, just in case you think that's real. But yeah, the beautiful thing about Minecraft is the fact that this logo is such a simple way to signify the tutorial, yet it sticks with so many, and the same is true for this castle. It's a really basic 2012 era castle, but being able to just explore someone else's build really represented what the console edition was sort of about, which is that you could play it entirely by yourself, and many did, but you could also freely, for the first time in Minecraft, no servers, no craziness required, just jump on someone else's world and see what they'd been up to, and this is something I did many times. I worked on a lot of my builds from 2012 are lost to time because they're on someone else's Minecraft world, sadly. Minecraft Xbox 360 was not just the start of something which became much bigger, but it was also a very special blip in time where everybody you knew was playing Minecraft Xbox 360. I remembered making friends in Call of Duty lobbies, and every single one of them would be playing Minecraft. I have mentioned before I had a Scottish friend that my first ever Minecraft world was with. I long since have lost contact with him or found him in any way, but everyone has a story like this, I find, of like, yeah, at some point you made a friend playing this edition of the game, at some point you learned some things from them about mob spawners or how to prevent fires from spreading, or indeed how to have everlasting fires in the first place, and I think that is the beautiful thing that this era represented, but it wasn't actually just one fixed point in time, even though this is perhaps the one which is iconic to the largest number of people. If we're being honest, the TU1 tutorial was not the single most popular and iconic. Instead, that honor would usually go to the Title Update 31 tutorial world. Look, it's got fireworks greeting me just for joining into it, and all of these different sections that we can explore. This was the start of a tutorial world which went a little deeper than just the core mechanics, but I think the TU31 tutorial is the one where it really got kicked up a notch, where they realized, oh, yeah, people just like exploring these or using these worlds in their own right, but there was one before this where the quality also took a huge step up, and that was Title Update 19... Oh. That was Title Update 19, which moved Minecraft much higher into the sky, and also made quite a few other things that you'll probably have some memory of, especially this house over here. This is, in fact, a real castle from Scotland, fun fact, and one of the other wild facts is that one of the first things Minecraft has showed off from their newest game is, in fact, this same castle, but made inside of it. We don't have a name, we don't even really have a genre for whatever they're doing, but I am excited to I'm very excited to see what is going on with that, because they are, in fact, making a block building game, and they have kind of showed the similarities to Minecraft by comparing it with this. But there's something else about this world that I think a lot of people like too. I think it's found past this village in the back, and there's like a jungle over here, and there's a mountain. It's a nicely made mountain. You can tell this was made by artists, not people. And oh, what is that over there? It's like a weird boat, and there's the big house. Made of a bunch of birch and spruce planks together. And, oh, this is fun. This is an interesting little bit of history, huh? I mean, whoever makes this clearly doesn't like Stampy, because it's a bed for one, because no one loves Stampy. How very sad, except for this person who loves Stampy. This was a fun little concept, and honestly, it's something which, to this day, is one of the wildest things they ever really did do. I think, you know, a lot of people... oh, look at that, there's Echo right here too. A lot of people kind of remember this is like a fun little moment where there was a console community, and where, yeah, if you were a big part of that community, maybe your very same map from Minecraft could be represented in the real world. I don't know. Crazy to imagine though, right? For what it is worth, the addition of this to the game actually made a lot of people, one, keep a hold of their TU19 tutorial worlds, because it was one of the few ways you could play something, which, if we're being honest, was iconic to many people's, you know, at the time I remember thinking like, wow, 6-year-olds can watch YouTube videos, but people who were 6 years old when this world came out will now be 16, 17, or 18, and so, you know, this is iconic in many people's childhoods. I can't say it is for me, I can't say I even understood it at the time, but the phenomenon this created was huge, but also it set in sight the idea that maybe console edition users should have map sharing. This was something that 4J, or at least Microsoft, was always hinting at, and we do believe that is the start of where the marketplace eventually came from, but the marketplace never made its way to Minecraft console edition. Instead, the exclusive feature they decided to work on was the minigames. These mini-games are one of the most incredible exclusive features for Minecraft console, and allowed a server-style experience that was built into the game itself, and these are beautiful and genius, and I'm looking forward to showing you 3 iconic minigame maps. But first, let me talk about the other type of map that was iconic to so many, because Minecraft Console Edition was the very first one where there was a store. This was a controversial idea to anyone, including, at the time, Mojang, the studio that made it so you could download anyone's maps, but they agreed to the idea, and indeed, when you look at how the Minecraft store is ran in the console edition, it's actually quite fair. So any of the texture packs can be applied to any of your worlds, you just can't save them until you have bought the thing, and the same is true for all of these themed worlds that they built, which means that when the Halo world came out, if you liked Halo, you didn't have to buy the Halo mashup pack just to explore this. Although, I mean, after looking at Minecraft Halo, how could you not want to? Also, isn't it fun they can call it Minecraft Halo Edition? I guess this was before either the laws came out or before companies decided to start following it. But yeah, interestingly, as you can see, this is a Halo-themed world, and it's not just a world that looks like some of the Halo games with texture packs and skins from it, but also there are actual challenges and, you know, waves to fight off from some of these ships, because they updated these mashup pack worlds over time, along with the texture packs that serve them, something I just think is truly incredible. And so yeah, being able to experience this Halo world for free, you only have to pay if you want to save it, I think is incredible to begin with, but they made so many mashup pack worlds, and over time these got better, and so this is a great early example of a mashup pack world. It looks like some Halo, and if we look around it, we'll see a lot more. The Skyrim mashup pack was also an incredible one. Whoa, I forgot about how fast you fly in the console edition. This was one of the best features, by the way. I have no idea why that you wouldn't fly this fast on Java or Bedrock. Like, if you're flying in creative, you want to go somewhere quickly, why do you basically go at walking pace when you do it? Anyway, digressions aside, this is the Skyrim mashup pack, and this was the first time that I experienced something where I was like, oh my god, I have been there in that video game, and now I perfectly feel like I'm there in Minecraft. It was so cool to be able to build, to be able to experience this world that I played, and it was really the greatest use of 4J's resource. They had there's an arts university in the town they were, that their studios are in, and they hire a lot of arts graduates and say, yeah, build some stuff in Minecraft, which sounds like insanity, but actually, based on the success of the mashup packs, is one of the more profitable decisions they made as a studio. I love that when you just decide to make something you're passionate about, it can really work out, and this is something 4J saw too well, and it's something a lot of marketplace teams see today, that people who just really, really love Minecraft building are actually, you know, quite well-paid professionals in some parts of that place. I think it is a very, very cool thing to see, and I love the idea that this is in fact, a real thing that existed because of a collaboration between Bethesda and Minecraft. But it wasn't just collaborations. Even though this is most of what I have showed off when we talk about mashups, it is worth saying they did just release a couple just for the fun of it. Minecraft Skyrim Edition was in fact not the only edition. Also, something weird I have to mention is that the game goes black. So this is the Xbox 360 edition. I'm playing in the latest update. The game just goes black for about 30 seconds when you stop playing a mashup pack. I don't know if this is intentional. It is definitely worth mentioning that they updated the 360 edition all the way into like 2018, which means even though the console was 12 years old at that point, and basically every game had stopped being updated, they were still updating the Xbox 360 until they got, you know, the word from Microsoft not to. I can imagine that if, you know, that console edition was still around today, we might have only just seen the discontinuation of this, because there are millions of people who still use this as their main Minecraft. Maybe not millions, you know, there's still dozens of people. Somewhere between dozens and millions, definitely. But there, from what I last spoke to 4J about this, they have the numbers of how many people are playing it, and it is crazy just how much, I guess, how many people do not have access to a newer console. And I like that those people can still have not only a fully fledged version of Minecraft, but in some ways a better Minecraft. But we'll get to that after we go through this, the Halloween pack. Wow, isn't this something incredible? This is one of the most iconic themed worlds. They turned it into a battle minigame map after, but it's also just a really fun disc hunt. Every single tutorial world and every single mashup pack has all of the discs hidden around, and you have to do fun tasks to obtain them. I think it took me like 3 to 4 hours to find them all the first time, and the fact that you can have 4 hours of fun for free, you know, if you want to pay a little bit of money, you can, but for free, and not even in the same way that Minecraft means when they say for free on the menu screen, that is incredible if you ask me, and I love this world so much. It's so inspired. You can tell the people who made it had some real love for what they were doing, and the fact that it actually works, the fact that there are Halloween-themed rides, and there's a spooky mansion with, you know, like a maze you've got to go through, making all of this work with the Minecraft mechanics they had back in 2015, really, really something special, and an inspiration for so many who played it to this day. Speaking of inspiration, I think that these mashup pack worlds were always great to kind of see builds in flesh. You know, a lot of people can download other people's Minecraft maps, but something about just having it right there meant that you could actually look at some very, very talented builders and maybe learn from their skills. I never did this, of course, as you can tell from my my building being permanently stuck in 2012, but it is worth saying that there is, you know, not just a talent for building that many people got from this, but also a lot of people first got their first taste of PvP because of the console edition's minigame feature. Hello, I'm FX Toycat, and welcome back to another Battle Minigames video. Today I'm going to be playing some of the brand new maps that just released, because this is the newest 4J lobby. It's brand new, it just came out, I swear. So I would keep that bit up for a bit longer, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think any additional players are going to join my game so I can start a round, but this is the minigame lobby, and it's one of the places, you know, there's so many places where you first run into a bunch of strangers and you first, like, have this communal experience, and this is one of those just iconic places for me and so many others. I enjoyed playing so many hundreds of mini games, and all of those started right here. This lobby has so many fun little individual things that you can do while you're waiting, but also it has voting, so you can pick the next map you want to play, whether that's Shipyard or Invasion or Castle or Lair. I think there are so many unique battle maps, but then also there are 2 other mini games. There was a 4th in development, but that one seems to have not come out. We theorized because of the Bedrock edition of the game, but there were 3 separate mini games, and so I think it'd be fun to show you a map from each of these. And so let's start with Battle. First up, here is Battle Mini Games Cove, and this is a special map for so many people, partially for most people because it was one of the first maps released, and so no matter if you paid or not, everyone experienced this. The rush of spawning here and desperately trying to be one of the few people who could get something from one of these cornucopia chests, but also it's got a special place in my heart, not just because it's my favorite of the first 3, but also because this was the very first map I had a successful run on when I was playing the pre-release of Battle Minigames. A fact that maybe you might not know about, but I'm kind of proud of, is the fact that I was one of the first 8 people in the world outside of 4J Studios to play Battle Minigame. They did a pre-release about a month before it went live, and at this event were 4 journalists, you know, 4 physical print newspapers. There were 3 people who were Java YouTubers who couldn't work out why they were being asked to play Minecraft Xbox 360. They just saw it as a free to ticket to London, I think. But for me, this was something so special that I was invited to, and it's fun because, you know, to dive a little bit even deeper than that, I made Minecraft console videos since the beginning in 2012, but we kind of had our own little community off to the side. You know, when you saw that tutorial world area, I wasn't in the minigame garden because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think 4J Studios or anyone knew who I was. It was I felt like I had tens of thousands of subscribers, but didn't necessarily have the recognition in this way, and so this was my first big event. It was the time where 4J Studios followed me at a time where that made me incredibly happy, and this was a moment that felt very special for me, but also for the wider community. Battle Minigames was the first time we felt like we had something special, unique, and not just a comparison, but better than its equivalent. It was free, there's no ranks you had to buy, you could download maps, but they were one-time purchases, and this made it the best way to play Battle Minigames, which is what you have to call the Hunger Games because of fun copyright issues. But you know what else happened is after the release of this, it was followed up by a slightly less successful, but still nonetheless very loved Tumble minigame. I think this Tumble minigame arena was so much more than they needed to do. It was just Spleef but brought to console, but rather than just having some Spleef arenas in the middle of a Bedrock field, they decided to go a step further and build this beautiful background. There are a couple of variations of it that exist, but 90% of people will know this particular one, and isn't this just something special? You were never meant to be able to go out of bounds, but they built so much around here, and I think this is wild. To ever build something like this in survival would take, you know, hundreds of hours, but even in creative, the amount of time it takes to do this, it's something that I think is beyond wonderful. Speaking of beyond wonderful, by the way, let's talk about Glide minigame. Glide was the first time that Minecraft made a minigame more or less from scratch. Battle was of course the popular Hunger Games, and Tumble was of course Spleef, but there was no Glide equivalent. It was just a fun concept for the fact that there is an Elytra, and so why not make a minigame out of it? And so here is one of the maps, which is based around a human body. I'm guessing this is meant to be the ribcage. Look at, oh wait, it can't be based on the size of these bugs, but it was a very, very fun concept, and many of these existed. And the crazy thing about this minigame is they made something from scratch, so what are the odds that it's successful? Not particularly high, right? Except to this day, there are still Glide minigame leaderboards, because that is just how popular this is. People are still trying to speedrun Glide and still trying to get the world's best time, and I think that is just something incredible. And maybe you do too. Or maybe you really disagree. But the important thing is that Glide was a phenomenon that kind of came out of nowhere and is perhaps, as the last minigame released for Minecraft console, is one of the reasons why for so many years there was such a negativity about the switch to Bedrock. Had there not been any of these minigames, had there not been tutorial worlds and mashup packs and all of the other fun little differences, I think people would have eventually been like, yeah, I guess we can switch over, it's fine. But the loss of all these things at the same time is what meant it feel like the console community just kind of vanished in a heartbeat, but we never vanished. I believe we've all still been here, some of us playing Bedrock, some of us playing Java, some people stepped out altogether, but the beautiful thing is there is still a console community, and the nostalgia that is coursing through people's veins... And the nostalgia that courses through people's veins is the biggest reminder of this fact. By the way, there were meant to be Glide rings over here, and there's obviously meant to be drafts that you can get here, but they're not in this downloaded version of the map. It should be mentioned. Also, there's checkpoints. They're pretty nice looking things. But speaking of checkpoints, we've reached a checkpoint in this video now where I think it's only appropriate to end, or, before we end, how about I take a page out of the book of this comment here? So I actually got this idea from iPike Landcakes, who left this as a comment on Q&A Saturday, but I liked it so much that I think it'd be fun to show someone one of the worlds that I made before the Let's Play world. I have quite a few of these lying around on the Xbox 360, and I assume they're all undeveloped, so I just loaded up a random one from before the Let's Play, and here is what I ended up with. I actually spawned right here inside the minecart. I just had to leave it to make sure that there was, in fact, something else going on here, but we're gonna look at what this world is together, although it seems to have broken Minecraft, because instead of Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, we're now playing Grass Block, with Grass Block options for the menus, and the sky is also green. But outside of these minor imperfections, I'm going to show you one of my oldest Xbox 360 worlds. So, first things first, we have this lovely house. As you can see, it's very much a 2012 Minecraft build, which I absolutely love. It's got a staircase going down there, which I can only assume eventually leads to a cave. which for some reason is not lit up despite being below my bed. We've got a chest which contains just a feather. Why is the feather texture so broken? Oh, it's 4 feathers, that's why. It looked like a flint and steel for a second. Also, yeah, every single texture in my inventory is just a little bit dark. We'll ignore that for now. So, as you can see, there's also a painting over here that's on the ground. Presumably, it was of something important. I've got a giant cactus farm, or it's a cactus wall, I guess, to keep me out of whatever's on the inside here. And then there is a door, which I can use to enter a tree farm. It's surrounded by sand on all other sides and a tiny bit of glass. I have no idea what I was thinking when I made this. I think I have a brief recollection of maybe there was a friend in my world when I made this. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'd have to ask him if he recognizes this. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ladder that goes most of the way to the top of the sand walls, but not entirely. And then there's a bunch of trees which are just growing in midair. I don't know what I was doing when I made this. I really, really, really want to know what past me was thinking when he decided to build this. Because the sand walls aren't even consistent. They seem to go at very, very weird angles. But anyway, you can see we can also walk down from this. And then there's a glass pathway which ties into this. So for now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of... Oh, and then there's a big staircase down to the bedrock layer there. Anyway, so as you can see, there's a minecart, I guess, that goes over here. And this minecart goes up to a big, better-looking house at the top of the hill. In my mind, it looks like it's a villager trading house, but I know based on the time period, again, the Let's Play started in TU5 or Minecraft 1.8 beta, there were no villagers around at this time, so this is maybe just my second attempt at making a base. I'm excited. I learned so much from that first one, you would hope that this second one must be so good. So inside, what would we find? 4 furnaces. I guess I had to make a lot of glass. In fact, I bet there's glass in one of these somewhere, right? Oh, there's not. I have taken all the glass out. No more going in there. And then there's a very weird cut between this and the next room. There is a chest which has a lot of cobblestone inside, plus some minecart. Looking forward to a minecart raid later. And then at the top here is the bedroom surrounded by lapis lazuli. A compact way of storing lapis. Wow, I haven't seen lapis since I last went through the 360. That is surprising to learn. So anyway, I can now decide to sleep whenever I want to, or look out these terrible windows at the very strange view. Honestly, this is one of the weirdest things I've... It's so uncanny. It's like, past me spent so many hours making this, and current me is just confused what the heck he was thinking. But honestly, you can kind of see the origin of my building style of just try some stuff and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you know what? Stick with it. Who are you to be told that things do or don't work? And yeah, I'm going to take my much faster console minecart back over to the main part of this world, which seems to be a bunch of trees climbing out into nothing. This was such a weird thing for me to have done. I guess this must have been before minecart speeds, because otherwise I would have designed this a bit better. You can see there's a lot of crafting tables here, so that's also... And there's also a furnace tree! Wow, the idea for a furnace tree is not in fact new. I have been doing it for a long time. I just didn't even realize. What a weird thing. So yeah, I am... these old memories really throw me for a loop, and remind me that, you know what? When it comes to Minecraft Console Edition, there are a lot of things that, you know, bring me so much nostalgia in a good way. Sometimes people talk about the golden age of Minecraft as only being old Minecraft. I think there are so many benefits to new Minecraft too, but there are so many things that are lost with new features because they dilute down some of the beauty of these old ones, so much so that I want to go back to Title Update 1 so bad, and that is precisely what I'll be doing for tonight's stream. I don't know... What is this, by the way? What was I trying to make? I don't know what I'll be achieving. In fact, I imagine, based on looking at the last time I played Title Update 1, it'll be impressive if I have a house that actually has 4 walls. But I'm going to be going all the way back to old Minecraft, and I considered going all the way to TU1. This is something you can do by deleting your title update file, and looking through the tutorial for that sure was nostalgic, but because I have access to the disc version of Minecraft, you might have seen it in the intro even, this means that I can play TU19 by doing the same thing. All I've got to do is delete my title updates, and then put the disc into my console. I did have to hit my console a lot to make it work. The Xbox 360 disk drive famously does not last many years, but after a lot of weird kajiggering, I managed to get Minecraft loaded up into Title Update 19, and this is the first version of the game where you can defeat the Ender Dragon. That is precisely what I'm going to be doing tonight, because I feel like a fun part of my Can You Beat Minecraft series should be, can you beat Minecraft if it's 2013 and everything is okay again? And that's what I'm going to be finding out. I haven't gone back to this version, and I haven't tried to beat Minecraft, and honestly, I don't even know where I'm going to begin, but that's half of the fun, isn't it? So I look forward to seeing you there tonight as we struggle through this, and I look forward to everyone who I have seen over the last 12 years. If you don't know, the day that Minecraft Xbox 360 came out was the day I decided to post a video of this quirky version of that game, and although I might have called some cactuses a word that is unacceptable today, and there's lots of other fun things in that first Let's Play, it was the series that started this channel, and I've posted, on average, more than a Minecraft video every day since, and so I look forward to seeing you for the next 12 years. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Oh.